What's going on, everybody? Coach DJ Dizzle back with another rap read. I know it's been a couple of weeks and I apologize for that. The county I teach in is officially on summer break and I've been soaking up some family time. I hope you've been able to do the same, and most importantly, I hope everyone is still staying safe, okay? If you're on summer break, I hope you have an awesome summer, but just because virtual learning has maybe stopped with your schools doesn't mean learning has to quit for you. You should be learning every day, and one of the best ways to do that is to dive into some books, okay? So my challenge to you is to read every day. Keep growing that brain, and you are going to be more prepared for when we go back to school after the summer break. So today's book is an awesome one. It's all about perspective, and with the right perspective, most things in life are pretty awesome and pretty good. So I hope you enjoy the book. I've got my Minion swag on today, just having some fun with it, and I hope to bring you some more books throughout the summer. So go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. Get the bell on so you're notified when a new video hits the channel. And ultimately, just stay safe and have a great summer. Okay? So keep learning, keep moving. And here we go. Rap reads. Yeah. A Squash and a Squeeze by Julia Donaldson. Illustrated by Axel Scheffler. Let's go. Coach DJ Dizzle. A little old lady lived all by herself with a table and chair and a jug on the shelf. Wise old man heard her grumble and grouse. There's not enough room in my little old house. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? House is a squash and a squeeze. Taking your hand, said the wise old man. Taking my hand, what a curious plan. Hen laid an egg on the fireside rug. Flap around the room, knocking over the jug. Little old lady cried, what shall I do? It was pokey for one, now it's tiny for two. Nose has a tickle, there's no room to sneeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Taking your goat, said the wise old man. Taking my goat, what a curious plan. Goat through the curtain and trod on the egg. Sat down to nibble the table leg. Little old lady cried, glory be. It was tiny for two, now it's pitchy for three. Hen pecks a goat, goat's got fleas. My house is a squash and a squeeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Taking your pig, said the wise old man. Taking my pig, what a curious plan. Took in the pig, it kept chasing the hen. Raiding the larder again and again. Little old lady cried, stop, I implore. It was titchy for three, now it's teeny for four. Even the pig in the larder agrees. My house is a squash and a squeeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Taking your cow, said the wise old man. Taking my cow, what a curious plan. Cow took a look and it charged for the pig. Jumped on the table and tapped out a jig. Little old lady cried, heavens alive. It was teeny for four, now it's weeny for five. Tearing my hair out, I'm down on my knees. My house is a squash and a squeeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Take them all out, said the wise old man. But then I'll be back where I first began. She opened the window and out flew the hen. That's better at last, I can sneeze again. Shoot out the goat, shoved out the pig. It's beginning to feel pretty big. Huffed and she puffed and she pushed the cow out. Look at my house, it's enormous now. Thank you, old man, for the work that you've done. It was weeny for five, it's gigantic for one. No need to grumble, there's no need to grouse. There's plenty of room in my big old house, full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash, it isn't a squeeze. She's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash, it isn't a squeeze. Isn't a squash, it isn't a squeeze. Full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. She's full of frolics and fiddle-dee-dees. It isn't a squash, it isn't a squeeze. Yeah. Coach DJ Dizzle, we out.